They introduced a predator in class, then the Human Deathworlder outshined it. The Interstellar Academy's lecture hall was buzzing with tension. Alien cadets of every shape and color filled the seats, claws clicking nervously on desks, feathers ruffling, tendrils twitching. Today's lesson was unusual. Professor Hyrule, a seven-eyed Varen biologist, waddled to the center of the room and tapped his cane for silence. Cadets, today's lesson is on predator behavior. We have secured a live specimen for demonstration. A murmur swept through the hall. A predator. Here. Behind reinforced glass, a cage shimmered into view. Inside prowled a Krell fangstalker, a nightmare from a Class 7 Deathworld. Its hide was plated, its talons curved like sickles, its eyes glowing with primal hunger. It paced, low and deliberate, testing the cage for weakness. Gasps echoed. Even the bravest cadets shifted back. The Krell were infamous for slaughtering entire outposts when loose. But not everyone reacted with fear. At the back of the hall, sitting casually with her boots up on the desk, was Cadet Riley Kane, the only human in the class. And she was grinning. The setup. Professor Hyrule gestured at the caged predator. Observe its posture. The coiled muscles. The forward-facing eyes. Such traits indicate predatory design. Now, tell me, how should prey respond? A feathered Avrix cadet raised his wing timidly. Flee, Professor. Always flee. Correct, Hyrule said. Avoid confrontation. Predators pursue instinctively. Another cadet, a scaled Yoran, hissed. Or hide. Blend into terrain. Also correct, Hyrule agreed. Survival relies upon avoidance. Prey cannot overcome predators in direct conflict. A chuckle broke the solemn air. It came from Riley, who leaned forward, resting her chin in her hand. That's cute. Dozens of alien eyes snapped toward her. Professor Hyrule blinked all 7 eyes. Cadet Kane, do you find something amusing? Yeah, Riley said, grinning wider. Where I'm from, we hunt things like that for sport. The hall erupted in disbelief. The challenge. The Krell fangstalker snarled, slamming its bulk against the glass. Cadets shrieked and scrambled back. Riley only tilted her head, watching. Professor Hyrule rapped his cane. Cadet Kane, this is not a jest. That beast is a perfected apex predator. Your species may be reckless, but surely even you would not face such a creature unarmed. Riley shrugged. Unarmed? Sure. Why not? The hall went silent. You what? Gasped the Avrix cadet. You heard me. Riley stood, rolling her shoulders. Open the cage. Professor Hyrule sputtered. Absolutely not. This is an educational demonstration, not a suicide. But before he could stop it, the Krell slammed the glass again, hard enough to crack the barrier. Cadets screamed. Panic rose. The containment field flickered. And the predator burst free. Panic. The fangstalker roared, talons tearing grooves into the floor. Cadets scattered in chaos, some bolting for exits, others diving under desks. The beast locked onto the nearest group of cadets, drool hissing on the floor as it stalked forward. Professor Hyrule shrieked into his comms for security. Containment breach. Level red. But Riley was already moving. Hey, she shouted, clapping her hands loudly. Her voice cut through the panic. The Krell froze, turned its massive head, and locked eyes with her. Riley grinned, stepping forward. Yeah. I'm talking to you. The clash. The Krell lunged, faster than most could see. But Riley didn't run. She sidestepped, fluid and calm, letting the beast's claws scrape the floor where she'd stood. Gasps echoed. The predator spun, slashing again. Riley ducked under its swing, drove her fist into its plated ribcage, then hopped back. The impact echoed like striking metal. The Krell reeled, not hurt, but stunned. "See," Riley called to the others, smirking. "Balance is off. Plates protect the chest, but slow down turns." "You're analyzing it," a cadet shrieked. Riley didn't answer. She was too busy moving, dodging every swipe by inches, weaving around the predator like a dancer. Each time, she struck joints, eyes, throat. She wasn't trying to kill it, just showing dominance. And it was working. The Krell roared, but the sound carried something new. Not rage. Unease. Alien reactions. From under a desk, the Avrix cadet trembled. She's playing with it. The Yoran hissed. "No prey does this. She is something else." Professor Hyrule stood frozen, eyes wide. He had studied predators his entire career, catalogued their instincts, their behaviors. But never had he seen prey laugh while staring down a fangstalker. Never had he seen a predator hesitate. Turning the tables. The Krell struck again, this time feinting before snapping its jaws toward Riley's arm. She pivoted, shoved her forearm into its mouth, and instead of pulling away, she held it there. Cadets screamed. The predator's jaws clamped down, teeth scraping skin. But Riley only laughed, eyes blazing. "See that? Bite strength is strong, but the jaw muscles? Not built for pulling. You can control it if you know how." She twisted sharply, driving her elbow into the hinge of its jaw. The fangstalker yelped and recoiled, snapping its head back. Riley wiped blood from her forearm, grinning. Not so scary now, huh? The standoff. The Krell backed away, pacing uncertainly. Its glowing eyes darted between Riley and the cowering cadets. Its tail lashed nervously. Riley crouched low, meeting its gaze. Her smile vanished. "You gonna try again? Or are we done?" The predator growled low, then stopped. Slowly, it lowered itself, pressing its plated body to the ground in a posture no one had ever seen before. Submission. The room went silent. Riley stood tall, brushing dust off her uniform. She looked around at the wide-eyed aliens and shrugged. Lesson over. Aftermath. Security finally arrived, weapons raised. But the fight was done. The predator lay still, beaten not with claws or firepower, but with will. Professor Hyrule could only stare. Impossible. A fangstalker does not yield. It kills until killed. Riley smirked. Guess it never met a human before. The cadets slowly emerged from hiding, staring at her like she was a myth made flesh. Whispers rippled through the hall. Insane. Not prey. Not prey at all. She outshined the predator itself. The lesson. When order returned, Professor Hyrule addressed the cadets, his voice trembling. Today, you have seen something unprecedented. Predators hunt. Prey flee. That is the law of nature. He gestured toward Riley. But humans defy that law. They fight not just with muscle, but with audacity. They are predators of predators. Riley leaned back against her desk, nursing her arm, and smirked. Or maybe we're just crazy. No one argued. Epilogue. Word of the incident spread beyond the academy within days. Across the galaxy, whispers grew. That a Krell fangstalker, the unstoppable apex, had bowed to a single unarmed human. That in a classroom meant to teach fear, the human had taught the predator instead. From then on, wherever cadets gathered, one phrase echoed like legend. They introduced a predator in class, and the Human Deathworlder outshined it.